here's our next scene, and we're looking at a fragment of a window. There's some sky in the background, and the glass plane for the window. And I'm going to set it up as a 3-material blend to simulate something like this image here. So it's a glass, some dirty corners, some random patterns here, and the glass is covered with dust and dirt and stuff like that. Okay. You can see some more interesting patterns here or here. Some smudges on the top, some drips here. Let's try and make something similar. So again, the basic setup goes like this. You create a glass material. Enable Fresnel at 1.6 is fine for glass. Make it refractive and affect shadows. And that's your basic glass. Now let's add a layer of dust and smudges. Okay, so just like before, I'm going to make a copy of my material in the code slot. Make it less refractive, slightly blurred, and less reflective, and reflections blurred a bit more. And most importantly, make the diffuse color lighter. And for this example, I'm gonna make it slightly beige, grayish, just a little bit of saturation. Okay. And now let's create a new map for this window. Okay. Let's start with this image. I'm just going to crop it like this. Blur it a bit, since it's not exactly what we're looking for. Increase the contrast like this and invert your image. Finally bring down the saturation. Okay, I'm gonna blur it more like this for a blurrier effect. Okay, next maybe let's add these smudges here. Try some blending modes to see where they look the best. Okay, maybe this one. You can adjust the levels to get a stronger or weaker effect. I'm just trying to get rid of these seams and leave just the smudges. Just quickly clone stamping, picking source points and stamping over the seams. Okay. Let's darken the lower right corner a little bit. Just a basic large soft brush, new layer. Paint over it like this and blur it. Let's say this corner is a bit cleaner than the rest of the window. Alright. Let's merge everything together, increase contrast. And maybe let's add some details from here. I want to invert this, desaturate, and set the blending mode to lighten. Okay, looks pretty good. And let's save it and test how it looks. Okay, so set it up as a blend amount map. Turn on preview in a viewport. And to see preview and transparent objects, we first have to turn off the transparency. You can do that by right-clicking here and checking transparency none. Okay. That looks pretty good. For this example, I'm just gonna offset it a bit. It would look fine from the distance, but since we're zoomed in to see the detail, I'm just gonna increase the tiling a little bit. Alright, like this. And make a test render. And as you can see, the window looks nice and dirty. And this dust or dirt catches the sunlight very well and diffuses it. So that's pretty good, I think. We can move on to the next layer, which is the dirt around the corners of the glass. So let's set up another coat material. It's going to be a regular V-Ray material with a very dark diffuse color. Let's write it 2. Just a little bit of blurry reflections. Just a teeny tiny bit. Don't need much. And blur them even more. Okay. And no refractions or anything else. Maybe just some bump. And for bump, I'm gonna use my regular fractal noise map. Make it small. Make it a bit stronger. That's fine. And now we need to use a V-Ray dirt map as the blend amount. So the white color uses the coat material, and the black color will use leaves everything like it was below the code. So we want white color along these edges. And since that's the occluded color in VRIDirt parameters, I'm going to change that to white and change my unoccluded color to black. I'm going to leave radius as it is for now to see how it looks. Make a render. The render buckets are a bit too large. I'm going to reduce them to make some quicker previews. But let's just wait and see how it looks. Come on then. Alright. And you can see some slight dirt effect going on here already. I think we can maybe try make it stronger. To make it stronger, we have to stack the VRIDirt maps. But first, we need to set up radius map. If you look at the reference images, you will notice that the dirt is not perfectly spaced, and it's not just a straight dark line along the edge. It has all these distortions and squiggly shapes going on. So we need to use a custom map for that. And I think this one might work. I'm gonna crop it to square. Get rid of the seams. Invert it so the white spots are smaller. Desaturate, bring up the contrast. Just your usual workflow for creating dirt maps. And let's save it and see how it works. Window dirt radius. So back to our scene. Set up a radius map. And show in viewport. Looks quite good, I think. Maybe you can increase the tiling to 1.5. Okay, just to give it some more detail. And let's re-render this region and see how that looks now. Alright, much better. But the dirt effect is a bit weak at the moment. So to increase it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and increase my radius to 15 centimeters. And we're gonna stack these VRIDirt maps. So just go one level up, copy the map, go in, and in the unoccluded color slot, paste a copy. Go in, and paste one more copy. And this should make it much, much stronger. And as you can see, it really does. So you have these dirty edges along the frames. It looks pretty good. Right, let's render the whole thing. Maybe just a little bit larger to see how it looks. Yes, very nice dirt along the edges. Maybe even a bit too large radius. Let's reduce it back to 10. We have to go through all the layers and do that. Okay, re-render. Looks good. Very nice. Okay, so you would probably create custom maps for every window you have in your scene. I mean this one. It would look weird if all of them had the same pattern. Or you could make a large tileable texture and just change the position of it on every window you have to make them different. Okay, and I think the material looks pretty good. You can see the dirt, you can see the drips, you can see the smudges. Very nice. Okay, so that's your basic dirty window material.